How are you doing today? Welcome to another weekly Wednesday business tip. I am Renee DiVincenzo. I am the owner of MDR Administrating Services, and I am a business strategist. And what I do is I work with solo entrepreneurs, small business owners that are wanting to start a business, as well as maybe you could be having an established business and there's some changes that you are wanting to make in your business, so you can already have goals and ideas of where you want to be in the next few months in your business. And the areas that I do help with is I help you with your growth in your business, as well as putting business organizational solutions together. And some of these areas that I specialize in are helping you to redefine your skills when it comes to administration, your back office, how your workflow is, as well as helping you to establish the areas of new steps that are you wanting to put into place. And one of the areas that I work with a lot with my clients are customer service. Now, you've been hearing me talk for the past few weeks about customer service, and I will always share with you, it is very easy to get a new client. But the important thing is we want to keep that new client a loyal client. So in today's topics is, did you know your administrative business can affect your customer service? And what that really basically means is you need to think about how your back office is being run. Now, when you think about the business that you're in, maybe you could be in direct sales, maybe you could be a home service where you're doing services at the home. You may even be in the professional industry, in the professional service. And the one thing you always want to make sure that when you're working with your clients, that you're not treating them as a number. You are treating them as though they would be your only client base. A lot of these things that I'm going to be sharing with you today has to do with, one, you are the business owner. You are the image of your company. It's also important to understand how your admin is working, your staff, or even if you are a person that is working your business by yourself. There are important areas in what I'm going to be sharing with you today when it comes to your back office and your customer service that you may want to implement some of the information I am giving you, maybe do some strategy changes, but most of all, you want to keep your customers loyal to you. So when I'm speaking about customer service, we want to talk about customer satisfaction. Now, a lot of areas that it's important to understand is you need to have clear communication channels between you as the business owner, your staff, or even if it is yourself in the office. How are you going to keep your communication open and one that will be able to get your messages across to your customer? Another part too is streamlining your workflow. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, especially if you're in business by yourself. You may at times hear me talk about delegating out your work, understand what the core part of your business is, and releasing the areas that someone else can take care of. I will tell you, it is so important when it comes to that, because right now my VA is unable to be with me this week working, and I'm doing a lot of this stuff by myself. And it really opens up my eyes when I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I had to change my whole schedule to say, all right, I got to implement this. I got to post this. I got to word this, and, even be here with you today on this live. So think about the workflows and how it is that you are working by yourself, or how it is that your staff is working with your customer base. You also too want to get a good database management system. Now, this is something that you really need to think about, because when it comes to CRM database management systems, one size does not fit all. I think that's the best way I can say it, because each of us have a different type of a business. So it's very important to look at what system do you want to use for your industry. Now, if you happen to be, say, a home service, maybe you are one that is a pest control company and going to client's house. Maybe you're putting ACs in. Maybe it even could be landscaping. Whatever that type of business you're in, you want to be able to have a database management system that if your workers are out in the field, they're able to still communicate with you. And there are a lot of different types of softwares that you could take a look at that. But the most important part of this and what I'm sharing with you is if you have staff and you have an admin person who is the one that is booking the appointments, talking with the clients, putting that information in the system, it's important that the techs or the people out in the field can still reflect back to what is being implemented into the program. Right? This helps to also alleviate a lot of phone calls. So when you have a database system that works for your industry, it's going to benefit you in the long run to help you have better customer service when it comes to servicing your clients. Other areas too is what I want to emphasize is in the empowerment of your employees to deliver exceptional customer service. So these are some things that I'm going to go over with you today, give you some tips on, and help you to keep your client base and help you to grow it and keep new clients loyal. On the other hand, when you're looking at this, you could have ineffectiveness with your admin practices where you can have some errors falling through, you can have delays in getting back to your customers, especially if you have the customers that are waiting for you to come to their home to take care of their service or a delivery. There's nothing worse when you give a time frame and then it's over that time frame, because then it's again that person waiting all day for you. And that sometimes cannot make a customer happy. And that's the one thing that you always want to keep in mind is that customer satisfaction and be the best that you could be with your services. Another area too is that poor communication. Now, for something that I just shared with you, if by chance, if you are one where appointments are scheduled between certain hours and situations occur, maybe there's an emergency that happened at a previous location with another client. This is where you, if you are working by yourself or your staff, need to call that client and explain the situation, not just say, we can't make it, we're going to come later in the day. You know, that's the worst thing. Not really want to say the worst thing, and I don't want to use those words, but that is an area that a customer is going to be like, hey, what do you mean? They want an explanation. So I will always say, if you greet them, let them know that you're on your way. Unfortunately, we had an emergency that happened. The customer is going to understand a little bit more because, you know, sometimes these unforeseen emergencies that happen, there's just nothing you can do about it. You could just work with it. And you know what? If you do have a customer that has been waiting all day for you, give them something in return. Maybe give them credit on what it is that you're doing with their service, because they truly will appreciate that. And that's part of customer satisfaction, keeping your clients very happy. Because the one thing is that you do not want to have a negative customer experience with you, your staff, or your business. So what we're going to talk a little bit about is how you can improve some strategies when you put in place of administrative practices. So let's go over and recap a little bit of what I said about clear communication between the channels of your admin team, or you may even have customer service reps. Again, it's very important to keep that communication clear. It's also really important too that if something is going on that could be out of that control of, say, your office staff, it is very important where you as the business owner may have to step in to help the situation, to keep that communication in your channels clear. Also, too, you know, another way of clear communication with your staff and so forth is that, you know, we're getting a lot of texts as reminders, right? You know, texts are the one thing that we on our phone look at, you know, reminder about your appointment, or, you know, it could be even a text indicating that the tech is going to be late. Whatever that is to help you in your service, to also help you save time. These are just certain areas that you may want to introduce into how you're communicating with your clients. Another area too is you want to make sure that information is correct. That's another area. Think about yourself and customers, yourself as a customer, and something's being said to you, and then all of a sudden you're finding that, well, the information was incorrect. You want to make sure that you, as the business owner, are taking time to explain what your staff needs to understand when it comes to getting the information correct. Also, too, you want your customer service team to address your clients or your customers in a respectful manner. And that is very, very important. Calling them by Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. I always say too, and it's a habit that we have when we feel we're talking with someone, we get to know them, we start calling them honey and sweet. And I kind of spoke about that about a few weeks ago on that. Always be professional when you are speaking with your clients. If by chance you have built a relationship, that's great. And they're saying, hey, you could call me by my first name. Of course, do so. I wouldn't call someone by their first name unless they're giving you that permission to do so. When you're looking at training and development, now this is going to go back to a little bit to help you with the communications, even for yourself. And I will tell you this. Now, a lot of you may know that on June 22nd, I am having a workshop to elevate your customer service. And it's helping you to unlock those secrets to be outstanding in those services. And this has to do a lot with, one, your mindset. Again, when I say about mindset, I always say treat others the way you would want to be treated as a customer. You're also going to learn the different strategies of how do you handle customer complaints. Now, I could give little tidbits here and there, for every week with that. But if you want to get into understanding what that process is, this is an area of the workshop that may interest you to say, to understand, what do I do? How do I turn a negative into a positive? And also, too, when it comes to understanding about how to be the best that you could be with your customer service, there are so many different areas too about how are we treating our clients? How are we treating those customers? So in a little while, if you stay with me towards the end, I'm going to share some more about the workshop, and you can check it out yourself and you can see if this is something that you are going to want to implement into your business. But when it comes to training and when it comes to developments, this is an ongoing process. This is just not a one-stop shop. When you look at businesses where you have dealt with yourself and you just happen to love the way that they speak to you, how they treat you, they're getting the job done, they're informing you if there's any challenges. Having training, as I shared, is one that maybe you should do once a month, especially if you have new employees. That is really important. It's very important to make sure that that person that is working with you, even if you're working on your own and you just may have a person to help you out a few days a week and they happen to answer your phone, how do you want them to answer your phone? Do you want them to name the business first? Do you want them to say, this is Josie, how can I help you? You really need to have that phone language really put in order so that person on the other end, one, knows they're calling the right business. Two, they're hearing a pleasant voice, because sometimes customers call and they may not be happy about something, but when they hear a pleasant voice, it calms everything down. And then that person will say, okay. And then, they start to share what they want to share with you. And also, too, when it comes to training and development, especially as I shared with new staff that comes in, you may want to do this on a quarterly basis. And a lot of times, too, you yourself may even get those surveys after you have a visit from someone that was serviced at your home. Or you could be in direct sales and it could be you as the business person that's coming in, doing what it is that you need to do with it. Maybe it could be a demonstration you are doing. Maybe you're having a one-on-one consultation with that person. Always send out that survey. How did I do today? Did I meet your needs? And this is the way that you are going to be able to grow. And now you're going to understand how to keep your clients loyal to you, because we're not perfect in everything that we do. And you know what? We do have a little mishaps at sometimes. Sometimes it could be our tone of voice. Sometimes it could be maybe we said something and made that person feel a little bit uncomfortable. You want to make sure that every feedback you are getting, as I shared last week, you are learning from it. Please don't ever take anything personal. And I cannot stress that enough, because the only way you will grow in your business is understanding how people are perceiving you. Other areas too that you may want to invest in is using the correct equipment when it comes to training and development. Now, a lot of times too, you can get training software programs. You also can make sure that your phone system that you're using is correct for you. You know, a lot of times our phone could go into voicemail, you know, depending on what type of business you have. Sometimes people are just not crazy about that. Like, as I shared last week, how many times did you make a phone call to a business and you're like, click one to get this, click two, or you know what, the virtual assistant will help you. So make sure that you're using the right equipment needed for your business to help serve your customers. And also too, when it comes to training and development, you always want to reevaluate. You want to reevaluate your staff, how they're treating the clients. And again, that's with the survey, as well as you want to reevaluate the performance on the field. But another thing too is you as the business owner need to reevaluate your own staff. Now, a lot of times that could be, all right, how do I do that? You know, this is where your evaluation review comes in. Now, depending on the business that you're in, I know I have worked with businesses where they have a 90-day review, right? And then this 90 days, it's going to be, you know, what the customer feedback was, what their performance was at the workplace. Did they get all their projects done on time? So having a 90-day review in your business, you know, it is a good idea to have, especially if you have a new hire. And I'm going to tell you this because sometimes we hire people and we think, okay, you know, this is going to be a great fit. Now we see the performance and you're like, maybe not. Or the person that is working for you, we say, oh my gosh, this really isn't what I thought it was going to be. After a 90-day review of the performance, when even your new employees are there, this is where you now can communicate. This is where you could say what it is that needs to be said, as the same as the person that hired you. One, it's going to help build a stronger relationship when it comes moving forward, working with you, because I will tell you, when you have a happy staff, you're going to have happy customers. It's when your staff are not feeling appreciated or they're feeling they're not being addressed with their issues can linger into your customer service on how they answer the phone, how they get to the workplace. So you're always going to want to make sure that you are always evaluating all areas when it comes to your business. Now, certain things that we talked about, I'm going to talk to you about your streamlined processes. We're also going to talk about your organizational, how to keep improving, and you know what your procedures are. So when you're talking about streamline, there's a lot of things that you need to look with on how your back office is being run, right? If by chance, again, let's go back to the businesses with staff. Sometimes the one person could have too much work on their plate and they're not able to maybe answer the phone correctly, maybe file correctly, maybe put that information that needs to go in, or put the deposits correctly. You really have to see how much work you are giving to one individual. Now, I'm going to go back. If you are a business owner on your own, right? You're working for yourself and you're doing everything. This is where you're going to see, one, are you overwhelmed? Are you frustrated? Are you not able to make your posts on social media, send out the emails, or even follow up with those clients that could be using your products that need to maybe have a refill of what they were using? If you, again, in direct sales, it could be beauty, cosmetics. You know what? It also can be too when it comes to services, where I know I get a text every time I have to renew a service that I'm using with the company. So you want to make sure that the streamlined work is going to be efficient for you, for yourself, or for your business, as well as giving quick responses to whatever comes through on your end if you're working on your own or in your business. Because your customers do not want to wait 24 to 48 hours to get a response back from you. And that's an area that really I have seen working with clients that I have helped improve their admin, their back office, and how to put these measures in place. Because the one, and think about it again as yourself, if you were a customer and you needed help with something, do you really want to wait 48 hours? So make sure you have a quick response. When it comes to your database management, now this is an area that's very, very important, because one, you want to make sure that the system can handle, the program that you pick is one going to be able to handle your needs. Now, there are a couple different programs. There are programs where it's a team. And if it is one that are people that are not in the field, but you may be in a big office where you can have one program and everybody is putting in what they have to put in. And you as the business owner now can review who did what. And did this customer get serviced, or was this delivered? So you may want to look into a database management system, or if you're in by yourself, or if you happen to be again in direct sales, just say the beauty cosmetics, because that's where I was. I was sales director in direct sales with Mary Kay, and I had a device or a software where all my clients would go in and it would flag me when these clients needed to get their products renewed. So your database is going to hold the general information. You know what? If it's a client's birthday, send them a birthday card in the mail to say, hey, thinking of you, celebrating your day. If they've been with you for a year, like if they've been a client for a year, an anniversary date of working with you, you may want to reward them with a gift card, a service to your business. So there are a lot of things that you can do to keep your customers loyal when it comes to your database, but your database is the lifeline to keeping loyal customers and to always have customers refer you and to come back to you. When you're looking at the improvement area and things that you need to look at, again, evaluate the processes, how everything is working, evaluate your customer feedback. Ask yourself, how many times are you doing customer feedback? Are you doing it quarterly, yearly, after every service that is done? Take that feedback, as I shared before, and work with it. And address the area if it happens to be maybe someone in your office that maybe didn't address someone. The one thing I want to say about that is don't be so quick to correct, okay? Sometimes we all have off days. Sometimes we can have things going on in our life that we just don't want to share. I have learned this through direct sales. And the trainings that I received with the Mary Kay industry, I will tell you, was the best self-education course I could have taken to improve myself as well and to improve customer service. And there could be areas where I'll share a story. And this happened in the Mary Kay industry where Mary Kay herself had 3 secretaries. One just did not go to par so well. So she called her in and spoke with her to find out that she liked math and she liked numbers. So she put her in the accounting department and she excelled. Sometimes when we hire people, we may not have them in the right category. So it's important to first ask questions, then share, bring out the good, and then you could share what needs to be corrected. Because when you praise first, a person feels good and they're going to then be able to accept what it is that you may need to say. Other areas too, it is also monitoring the key performance and also help identify in any other areas that need more enhancement with improvement. This could come from your weekly meetings with your staff. This also could come from yourself and having a mentor. Now, as I work with my clients as mentors on this, we put strategy systems together and we look at where they want to be, what they want to do, and were they able to accomplish it. And then whatever needs to be adjusted, we work together on that. When you're looking at strategizing your area when it comes to strategizing, I got strategy on my mind, standardizing procedures. You know, you may want to have a guideline and ask yourself, do you happen to have a training booklet? And this goes back to training. How do you want your staff to talk, right? A lot of times staff members may not know what to say, or you yourself may not know what to say if you have to call someone. These are actually conversations on how to address customers or how to do customer service. And these are little scripts that you can implement to what works best for you. And then you can just put that person's name in there. So when that person is talking, they have a guideline. So that could be an area that you may want to help with when it comes to administrative tasks in understanding customer service. You also want to make sure too that you have a guideline on how quickly orders have to be processed. Now, even again, think about, okay, let's think about orders being processed. We all love Amazon, right? I love Amazon. The reason is because when I order it, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be here tomorrow or maybe the next day. That's quick. You yourself, the best to your ability, want to be quick when it comes to anything with orders, unless it's beyond your control. And again, it depends on what type of business you're in. You also want to make sure, if by chance, whatever it is that's going on with either orders that they've placed, getting texts to do home services, wherever that situation may be. Again, we're going to go back to communication. You always have to make sure that your information with communication is correct. And I will tell you, and if you could always keep this in mind, you never can make a first impression when it comes to your business. What people say the first time is what people will always remember. So if they got a great impression on you on the first time, something happens, you know what? They're still going to think about the good time they had, that impression of you and what they saw, because that's what they will remember. And when it comes to this, you want to be the leader when it comes to improving your customer service. So if by chance you are finding that you are still wanting to get a little bit more understanding with customer service, please check out my workshop. And I am sorry, I'm just pushing my little cat here away. Please make sure that you check out this workshop. This workshop actually is designed to help you to understand what is the best customer strategy. Now, myself, I have been involved in customer service for well over 25 years. And I'm talking about from when I graduated high school, but we'll keep the well over 25 years number instead of saying 30 or 40 years, but I have had a lot of experience when it came to customer service because, when you're working for yourself, and as I did in direct sales, those were my base. And I had to understand how to correctly speak to make a person feel comfortable, to make a person wanting to come back, but most of all, to give them that wow factor. Okay. And when you think about yourself in customer service with your clients, what is the biggest wow factor you can give them? So this workshop is going to have a lot to do with how you perform in your business, because we can have all the tools and the best strategies, but it's how you think about customer service and how you think you would like to be treated is going to help you to unlock some of these secrets. Now, the early bird special is actually going to be ending, and I'm going to tell you in one moment, is actually going to be ending in next Friday. And this actually is going to be ending on June 16th. And on June 16th is going to be where you could get the course or the workshop for $47. After that, it's going to be $77. And you will be getting a worksheet. You're going to be getting a guidebook. So check out the link below, or you can even scan this code, and I will take this off so you could see it, that you can check it out and see if this is something that you are going to want for yourself. And I just want to say a big hello to those of you who have joined me today. Ellen, hello. Tiffany, Leanne, thank you so much for being part of this customer service. And you know what, Tiffany, you're right when it comes to about, doctor's office. And I'm so glad I'm reading this because, I'm not a dentist person. Okay. From being younger, I just didn't like the dentist. And there was some things that I needed to get done at the dentist office. And this dentist I use, I absolutely adore him. And that's my cat. He knows I'm not good. He knows my teeth are very sensitive. He takes that extra care with me. Are you okay? Do you need a break? Do you want to sit up a little bit? I know this has been a long procedure. I can't tell you how grateful I was because I could kind of really even panic when it comes into a dentist chair. I don't know about you guys, but he made me feel so comfortable. And this is what I want you to think about too, especially if you're working with your clients. Maybe it's helping them lose weight. Maybe it's helping them to feel better about themselves. Don't be so quick to hear your own voice. Listen to what's being said and listen to how can you solve the solution. The more you listen, the more you're going to understand your client and how to give them the best customer service. Leanne saying she loves the scripts. It does take a lot of pressure off. Tiffany, thank you for sharing about the doctors. And also, yes, the surveys in that, especially when you are in that waiting room. Oh my gosh, what is that? We get 15 minutes earlier and then being seen an hour and a half later. That's not fun. So again, I'm hoping you take advantage of this workshop. It is definitely going to benefit you. And I will be sharing my years of experience as well as working with my clients that I have for over 11 years. And if you want to learn a little bit more about me and about what it is that I do, you can always go to my website and you can hear live testimonials of myself, of myself, but also clients that I have worked with. And if you were just wanting to chat and to learn a little bit more about the areas that I can give you advice and guidance on, oh my gosh, please have a one-on-one with me. It is not where, oh my gosh, if I have a one-on-one with her, I'm going to have to hire her. No, it's not like that. I would love to learn about you, about your business, areas that you just may not be understanding, or maybe you are wanting to know how to do better. That is the advice and guidance I give on a one-on-one. And if by chance you are looking for a lot of support and more support, please check out my private page, Simplify Your Business Administration. This is exactly where I give free training. Matter of fact, on the 14th of June, I am going to be having After Hour Power Hour. I'm going to be working a little bit with Canva. That was kind of asked of me from last month on some things that I was talking about. Understand the back office of how to use Canva and how to implement music and how to do videos on Canva, how to design business cards, postcards, how to organize and how to find things. And the list goes on and on and on and on. So come check out my group, Simplify Your Business Administration. This is actually where you're going to be able to get to know other businesses. You'll be able to put information in the comments. We'll be sharing any type of events that you have. And also you will be able to look into the guide section of all the trainings that I have given to help you in business and help you get to the next level. So I want to thank you for joining me today for this customer service and how your administrative practices can affect how you're doing business with your clients. So again, I look forward to seeing you all next Wednesday for another business tip. Remember to check me out Friday for my 5-minute lives. And again, don't forget to check out this course. It is something that I just can't tell you how much you can learn from and learn about you. So I want you all to make it a great day. Again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your comments. And if you're watching the replay, if you have any comments about some or questions that you might need answered, put it in the comment, and I will definitely get back to you with the answer. So I hope you all have a great day. Always remember, when you believe in yourself, anything is possible. And always remember to smile, because when you do, you will find you are going to have a great day. Make it a good one. Talk with you guys next week. Bye.